Let's test audio. Let's test audio. All right. It's not going to be a very long live, but it probably will get through the first couple days. And I'm going to try to do voices for everyone. Experience this game, yes. I agree with everything. I'm gonna put a content warning in chat. Alright. There's a content warning. I have seen playthroughs of this. I have played through a little bit of it with friends, but never played it on my own. Hey. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor, and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. You know, MC's kind of a dick. Does not deserve Sayori. Doesn't deserve Sayori's friendship, even. I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Noelle. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Why not? Sayori's so cute, and she's sweet. Come on. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean to me if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. I can speak. By the way, Noelle, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. We'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me that you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Hey! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? Because she's cute and she's your best friend. More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. See previous reasons that I just listed. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit. Thank you. Even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Don't we all? Don't we all? The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to join one. Oh, I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. Hi, bye, Panic. Thank you. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know. Know what? Well, that you go to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There is no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is the vice president of the Literature Club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please! Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kinda told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. Promises? Promises. Promises. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned out all of this. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go! Let's see if I can actually make unique voices for all the girls. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Me too. Buddy, I don't want to call you buddy, you're kind of an ass. You're meant to be me, but I would not do some of the things you do. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member's here! I told you not to call me a new member. Eh? I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sayori always says nice things about you.
Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
Ah, Noelle! What a nice surprise. Welcome to the Literature Club. All words escape me in this situation. I would also sell myself for a cupcake by panic. Ah, a nice chocolate cupcake. No icing though, because I don't like icing. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. I mean, yeah.
What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it.
Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name was apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori.
You can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear when he turns back towards the other girls. I inhale icing, then eat the cake part slowly. I just never liked icing unless it's glazed, so I just give my icing to other people.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club.
Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you.
And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Noelle. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Just Monica.
Come sit down, Noelle. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited.
But how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk... I can read. Maybe I don't belong in the literature club. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where he grabs a wrap tray and Yuri leads. Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Oh!
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. Cute. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute!
I had no idea you were this good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know. Just hurry and take one.
Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow.
It's delicious. It's delicious.
How did I forget?
It's delicious.
Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. I don't think I've ever done that. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. I would feel bad eating this, right? I would have to um, I'd have to probably like mess up the decorating before eating it. Hi. I can't read. Why can't I read that part? Hi. I don't know which part of your name to choose, so I'm just gonna go with the first part. Hi, Akira. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Why are you thanking me? It's not like
I haven't I heard this somewhere before? Have I? What? I've never played this. What? Hold on. Yeah, I started a brand new game. I've never... What? That confuses me. I've never played on this computer before. Or at all, really. I've never played on my own device before.
made them for you or anything.
I thought you technically did. Sayori said.
Well, maybe, but not for, you, dummy.
Alright, alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? No, I don't like tea. I guess.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you.
That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that,
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. Opposite for me. I enjoy the reading. But, okay. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. I always feel like this wig is gonna...
So, what made you consider the literature club?
I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. But if they were IRL people, I would punch them. I think I could probably get through at least one meeting with them. But I probably wouldn't return. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? How does she do that pose? I tried to do that. I tried to do that for a picture earlier because I was like recording my TikToks and taking my cosplay photos before doing this. Because this is the thing I could do that I can stop it when I need to stop it because I have something to do later. And I tried to do that pose I can't. How? Listen, I know you're you're just pixels on a screen, so the laws of physics don't really apply to you. But tell me your secret. Well, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream.
Monica really is a great leader.
Yuri nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important.
Oh yes, the festival.
I'm confident that we can really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have really worked hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. But I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature.
So, Noelle, what kinds of things do you like to read?
Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the trim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually
novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me.
You know what, I agree with that. I really like deep and complex fantasy.
And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive,
especially with world building. If they world build right, oh. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of books, not people. That sounds like me throughout school.
But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
Yeah. I quite like horror too, especially like reading or listening to stories. Because I think when you read or listen to something instead of like seeing it, the horror is a lot worse. Your mind makes up things a lot worse than what you could ever see on a screen, and I think that's what works about Lovecraftian horrors like Cthulhu and stuff. Lovecraft was an awful, awful man, but he knew horror. The concept of a being that you cannot comprehend and cannot describe is so obviously terrifying to people. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something so I can relate to it at the minimum level. I read Goosebumps in middle school. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I can't really put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. True.
Ugh, I hate horror.
Oh, why's that?
Well, I just...
Esky's eyes start over to me for a split second.
Never mind.
I think next time I do this, I'm gonna dress as Natsuki. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! And give that back!
Fine.
Your cupcakes are... your phones... everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayori sidles up to Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I'm not cute!
She says, making that face. Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No!
Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment.
Okay,
I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we'll meet and we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even.
Yeah, let's do it.
Plus, now we have a new member, I think it will help all of us get a little more comfortable with each other, strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Noelle? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Which character that you never cosplay for years? I'm not sure what you mean. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori might have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought...
Well...
You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. You know, the useless lesbian in me, understands that sentiment. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. That feels a little disingenuous, but okay. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment.
If you really just came here for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next club meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Noelle, I look forward to hearing... I'm in college. I can read. Noelle, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? No, you can't, but I can. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Noelle. Since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed home after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart from the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri. Which one do I write my poem to? And of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Okay. It's time to write a poem. Pick words that your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Okay. Let's try for Natsuki, I guess. Yeah, I figured that would be Sayori. Ribbon. Sugar. That would be Nets. That would be Sayori, because she likes weather. That would be that. Vents? Yeah, Sayori. Bubbles. Ooh, Jumpy. Yeah, jump for Jumpy. Whistle. That's an easy one. Vanilla. Cheer. Sweet. What? Jump. Pink. Rainbow. Damn it! Lucky. Doki Doki. Skirt. Kitty. Bunny. Yep. Yeah. Mouse. I think that was enough. That should be enough to get in good with Natsuki. Hi, Noelle. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Noelle. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Manga is literature!
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Noelle always gives it their best at They're best as long as they're having fun. They help me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room.
How dependable. Sayori, that's just because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. I did that too once.
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
How come? You and Noelle can become good friends too.
Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know.
Wait, Sayori.
Huh? Me?
Not really.
Don't be shy.
It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. It's really not, but okay. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Hey, well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. Ugh. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approached her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there?
Freaking Monica! She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up?
Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books across the shelf. Manga.
You read manga, right?
Sometimes. Manga is one of those few things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up.
I had to bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face.
What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack.
There it is!
Natsuki snatches it out of my hand, and then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest.
Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world.
I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic, or it's simply terrible.
If you're gonna judge, you can go do it through the glass on that door.
She points to the classroom door. That's fair. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything.
It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Noelle. Consider this a lesson straight from the Literature Club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact,
Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box.
I'm going to show you exactly why.
She shoves the book right into my hands. Ah. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly mo. I forget what mo means, but I think I get the gist.
Don't just stand there.
What? Nessie grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. See, I don't understand that in games, mainly because, probably because both my middle school and high school were pretty old, but especially my high school was, like, the building was over 100 years old. So, everything was kind of dirty, so I was always scared to, like, sit under windowsills or anything, especially if there were, like, bugs around, but also, I'm a bit of a germaphobe and also really hate bugs, like, terrified of bugs.
Hi, Scarly.
Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? That's what I would think too. I take my seat.
Chairs wouldn't work. You can't read at the same time like that.
Why's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this.
Don't just say that! It would make me feel weird about it.
Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. I would too. I would scoot away from MC as well. Natsuki crosses her arms. Oh, I literally just read that. Okay. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am.
Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning?
You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then?
Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention?
No, that's fair. There's not many books I go back and flip through again. There is one series from middle school that I rebought this past year for nostalgic purposes that I'll probably be revisiting quite often. I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typically a slice of life affair. Oh, I'm also going to paste a content warning again in chat. Typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be plot?
Well, obviously. You think I would enjoy something that doesn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things. Like, there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with a guy at the ice cream shop, but that just helps you get to know the characters. And besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they get into all their backstories and when some of the romance starts to happen. That's really what makes it so good. There are so many touching parts.
Ah, is that so? It sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you.
Hey, wait! What's that supposed to mean?
Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just meant that I hadn't seen you at your full power.
Good save.
This chapter seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga?
Well,
Natsuki pauses for a moment, as if she doesn't want to admit something.
yeah.
Thought there's any that.
Why does that matter?
It doesn't. I was just curious. Listen, hobbies can collide. Since you enjoy baking too, right?
That's just a coincidence. I just happened to get into baking around the same time I got this manga.
That's a mood.
Like I would ever get into anything just because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that impressionable.
It's okay to take up a hobby because you thought it looked cool and in media you enjoy. Like, that's perfectly valid. Definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention she's really good at it, so who am I to judge? Exactly, you should be less judgmental, MC. Oh, she's so cute. We read on for a few more minutes. I finished the couple chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you?
It's not.
Even though you're just watching me read?
Well, I'm fine with that.
If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince one of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't?
That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know.
What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends?
Could you not rub it in? Jeez.
Ah, sorry.
I could never get any of my friends to read this. I just think that manga's for kids. Can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face.
Ugh, I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated towards the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Wait, which part?
I mean, I feel like I can't keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica was kind of a jerk about it. Ugh, I just can't win, can I?
Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it.
Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems.
Maybe.
But at least you're enjoying yourself, right?
So?
Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what?
Yeah. I flipped the page. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing.
I totally forgot that happens.
Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels. Minori is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky. That name sounds very similar to another unlucky and clumsy girl we know.
But it gets especially bad when... I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish the chapter.
Sayori, please. I love Sayori, but she's not my favorite. Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. That's a little sus, Natsuki. It's hard to express in words the feeling that you get when connecting with someone like that. Are we sure Monica is a villain? I think, see, me personally, I think Monica did nothing wrong. Just Monica. I remember when this game first came out and the big joke was Monica did nothing wrong. And being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it's a rare experience, the thought makes me smile a little to myself. Okay, everyone. Are you all ready with today's poems?
Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse?
Sorry. I just need to make sure we have enough time. I thought though you two do look pretty cozy over there.
Eh?
Natsuki suddenly noticed how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. I couldn't resist since I'm in a wheelie chair. Alright, guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it toward Natsuki.
Just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens?
Yeah, but Monica just said.
Don't be dumb. Just take it home with you.
Huh? Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I didn't really plan on using my spare time to read this.
Well, of course. It would take forever to finish it if you didn't take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you.
By tomorrow? I only got partway through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. But I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Alright then. I stand up. I turn to where I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Natsuki is a true manga reader. She understands the rules about bending volume. Yeah, I remember the first mangas I read, I borrowed from one of my friends. And she was immediately like, okay, now you can borrow these as long as you do not bend them. I'm not entirely sure she would have murdered me if I had, but luckily we'll never know. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Let's go Sayori first. I'm definitely most comfortable with sharing with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all.
This is a good poem, Noelle. Are you sure it's your first time?
Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of person who would be writing poems in their spare time?
I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing right in front of you in the club room. Well, of course, I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See, it's like I said before, Noelle. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know?
I think deep down he is.
Trying new things like this for other people, that's something I think only really good people do.
Hi, Bethy Belle. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motives here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah, and I'm going to make sure that you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then.
Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
Well, we'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No.
Listen, what's wrong with that? She wrote it, and I like it. I like the abrupt ending.
Just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel better about myself.
Don't be mean.
I still try my best. Well, yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school.
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun. Monika's the best.
Yeah. The next time
I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it. We'll go Yuri next, because my voice needs a break. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Ooh. I forget how judgmental Yuri can be. Oh, so sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through this. Ah, so it's that bad. No! Did I just face my voice? I'm sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. X Games. It's fine, I didn't really notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but all things come with practice. But it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a bit biased, though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which in itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Supposed to, yeah. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have stood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Okay, Ray Bradbury. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Oh no. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? It's not about a ghost, dude. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Noelle. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps, the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Natsuki. We're doing, like, the ones that are harder on my voice, in between the ones that are easier.
Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all,
Natsuki rereads my poem.
never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion.
Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, I remember how I said I wanted to read your poems. That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said.
Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, huh, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And then you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy.
So in other words, you're saying you liked it. Natsuki's retort got caught in her throat.
You're so... You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that you don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important.
Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right?
Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't.
Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can see. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it. I like it.
Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
No, I like the simplistic style that she has, and then like it ending on a sour note, and letting the rhyme fall flat. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in the poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening.
So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay.
Like I set it for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose.
It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
I agree. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care about how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. You better not. Monika's the only one left. He's just Monika, you could say.
Hi, Noelle. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good morning. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway,
Want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
don't worry, Noelle.
We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? Well, that's the sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem.
I like it, Noelle.
Really?
It's a lot cuter than I expected.
Oh, jeez.
No. This kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too.
So take that as a compliment. If you say so.
Yep.
By any chance, have you read anything by Shel Silverstein? Maybe a long time ago.
He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. His poems can be funny, endearing, or even sad. And sometimes they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to everybody.
Is that the one who made 6-word stories famous? Like, baby shoes for sale, never used? Because I had to do a project about 6-word stories in 7th grade.
They can express views of the world that would apply to anybody.
I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that?
Sort of.
Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most.
Is what suits me the most Monika?
Don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything.
I can pick up what you're putting down, Monika.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now?
Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident, and for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's just because I have to sound confident.
That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction with the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Who's looking in as you're looking out? Could it be me?
So what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting an emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Was it an epiphany? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is, if you keep your pen on the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I had anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As I read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration, meanwhile Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Noelle did too. So based on that, I will gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all,
excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Noelle liked my poem too, you know.
Okay, you're saying I don't want my writing style to change, and yet you're trying to change hers when she's found hers.
He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what you're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Noelle appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Is everyone okay? You know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Noelle started showing up.
Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you.
I don't like fighting, guys.
Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if I was just noticed I was standing there. Well, she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself to learn and to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason?
I don't know, some people like that.
The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out.
I like both.
Help me explain that to her, Noelle. But wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language.
I agree with that.
There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language.
I agree with that. I like words. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Noelle?
Well?
How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with will probably think more highly of me. I don't necessarily agree with either of you. I think you both need to learn to appreciate each other's writing styles, because even if you don't necessarily like it, they're valid writing styles. Help me, Sayori. Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead I turn to Yuri. Yuri. But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori. Yeah, everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you're making your friend feel like this?
Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her.
I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings onto our conflict.
Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri that's what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never. It's your immaturity that's made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes... Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just don't want anyone to get along. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because you have so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because, well, Also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful.
Sayori. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression.
I'll make some tea.
Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face. He's staring at nothing. Sayori is too sweet for this universe. Yeah. Okay. She's not who I would, go for if this was actually a game about romancing. But I love Sayori so much, just as a character. So this is why Sayori is vice president? I whisper to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good... Oh, the voices are catching up with me. Oh. Doing so many voices is catching up with me. I may come off as a good leader, and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I can bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. But she's a really good friend. Yeah, I would love to be best friends with Sayori. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt. What does that mean, Monica?
What does that mean?
That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. Genuine. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more.
Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave.
How did you all feel about sharing poems?
It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd say it was worth it.
It was alright. Well, mostly.
Noelle, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome.
In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learned something about your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little bit more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can easily do a better job impressing those I want to impress. And I'll thought to myself with newfound determination.
Noelle, ready to walk home?
Ow. Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier.
What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
Phew. You know, Noelle, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you, too.
That's...
Every day is going to be so much fun.
It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see where the future holds, Sayori. You should be happy with it stopping there. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay, yeah, I can't save from here. Cool. Okay, I'm going to end it there because I need to have dinner and also my voice hurts. So,